Together, we will ensure that America is a nation of law and order.
We were in high school, I'd take him behind the gym and beat the hell out of him.
I know we had someone on our panel last night, and the young man said that he also believed that J6 was super huge in comparison to other situations, atrocities that happened in the United States. And I don't think it was good either. I don't think it was good either. But I definitely won't compare it to 9/11 or anything like that. As a matter of fact, when I saw videos of May 20th, or was it May 21st or something like that, I thought that was way worse, in my opinion. Just me, all right? But he was saying it was based off of what they were yelling. They were yelling things like hang Pence, get Nancy, and do things to her. There's a whole bunch of other stuff that was happening on the other side that was way worse. Shout out to Anna for sending me this right here. Please make sure y'all hit that like button if you haven't already.
Claim that the president in any way wished, desired, or encouraged lawless or violent behavior is a preposterous and monstrous lie. In fact, the first two messages the president sent via Twitter once the incursion of the Capitol began were stay peaceful and no violence because we are the party of law and order. The gathering on January 6th was supposed to be a peaceful event. Make no mistake about that.
Now see that it says, please support our Capitol Police and law enforcement. They are truly on the side of our country. Stay peaceful.
January 6th was supposed to be a peaceful event. Make no mistake about that.
I am asking for everyone at the U.S. Capitol to remain peaceful. No violence. Remember, we are the party of law and order. Respect the law and our great men and women in blue. Thank you.
And the overwhelming majority of those in attendance remained peaceful. As everyone knows, the president had spoken at hundreds of large rallies across the country over the past 5 years. There had never been any mob-like or riotous behaviors, and in fact, a significant portion of each event was devoted to celebrating the rule of law.
Now, that's the thing right there. Like, even if the people at the top represent peace and law and order, we have to find a way to control the people who come to do the protesting and whatnot. Now, I do know that there was some people who was acting like they was MAGA, acting like they were conservative, acting like they were supporters of Trump or supporters of the country. But there were people who were faking like that. Like they were acting like they was in support, but then they was also doing some very underhanded things. They was damaging the property. They was hurting other people that was out there. They made the movement look worse than it was supposed to look. That happens from time to time. Colonel B, thank you so much for the super chat. He says, we have big issues in the U.S., but I don't agree calling it a war. We're fighting each other, and we're making Russia and China's job easier to take us out. Yep. Whenever we start to do this infighting, this is exactly what they're looking at us, and they're eating popcorn, and they're strategizing on how to get close and how to do something while we're at our weakest points.
Protecting our Constitution and honoring the men and women of law enforcement. Contrast the president's repeated condemnations of violence with the rhetoric from his opponents.
I am your president of law and order and an ally of all peaceful protesters.
The vast majority of the protests have been peaceful.
Republicans stand for law and order, and we stand for justice.
I just don't even know why there aren't uprisings all over the country. Maybe there will be.
What? She said, I don't know why there aren't uprisings all over the country. Why do you want there to be uprisings all over the country, Nancy? Why would she want that?
For justice.
I just don't even know why there aren't uprisings all over the country. Maybe there will be.
And that was just like Maxine Waters when she was like, y'all need to go out there and do some damage. Y'all need to go break something. Maxine Waters was like, y'all get out there and y'all do something.
My administration will always stand against violence, mayhem, and disorder.
There needs to be unrest in the streets for as long as there's unrest in our lives.
I stand with the heroes of law enforcement.
As long as there's unrest in our lives, there needs to be unrest in the streets. Let's put it like this. Activists they speak a different language than the average Joe. Action is always at the forefront of their mind. Chaos even is at the forefront of their mind. Honestly, I really can't speak to that. It's a God-loving, God-fearing man who put my family over everything. That's it.
And you push back on them, and you tell them they're not welcome anymore, anywhere.
We will never.
You hear that? You hear that, Maxine Waters? She was like, you go and get them and you tell them that they're not welcome.
Of law enforcement.
And you push back on them.
She said you push back on them.
And you tell them they're not welcome anymore, anywhere.
We will never defund our police. Together we will ensure that America is a nation of law and order.
We were in high school, I'd take him behind the gym and beat the hell out of him.
But I think you need to go back and punch him in the face. Feel like punching him.
We just want law and order. Everybody wants that. I want to tell you, Gorsuch, I want to tell you, Kavanaugh, you have released the whirlwind and you will pay the price.
You have released the whirlwind and you will pay the price. You have a lot of politicians who are extremely emotional, man. Extremely emotional. They want to punch other politicians. You know what I mean? They're telling their people to go attack people, go release a whirlwind, go and like there should be an uprising. Do they even know what an uprising mean? So this is ridiculous, man. It's like, yeah, this is the hypocrisy we was talking about last night. It's crazy. It's nuts. It's absolutely nuts because you actually have political leaders who are telling people to go out there and do things to and they didn't say, they won't be specific. They're not saying go burn down a building, or go burn down a church. They're not saying go break inside of businesses and tear them up and take what you want. They're not saying any of that. But they was saying if you are arrested for your crimes, we will bail you out. They were saying that.
We want law and order. We have to have law and order.
Show me where it says that protests are supposed to be polite and peaceful.
You see that, man? This dude says, show me where it says that protesters are supposed to be polite and peaceful. So when they see a whole lot of MAGA hat wearing individuals outside of the Capitol, and they actually have the doors wide open for them to go inside. They didn't break inside the doors. They had those. I've seen other videos. I've seen videos of people breaking down the door, busting in the windows and all that other stuff. And they wasn't even with them. They was some other people that was being fussed at by the actual people that was there. And these people had earpieces. These people looked like they was working for the federal government while they was busting in the windows and all that. It was wild, bro. It was dramatization on like next scale dramatization is what it was. It's crazy.
Have law and order.
Show me where it says that protests are supposed to be polite and peaceful.
We believe in safe streets, secure communities, and we believe in law and order.
But people act like people on the right are the worst ones. They are the instigators. They are the perpetrators of all things bad. And we just now saw an entire reel, everyone from the left just being as negative as they can possibly be, trying to get people to act violently. Here they are saying, no, it's the J6 people, it's them. We gonna lock them up for years for doing what they doing. That guy with the horns on his like a hat with horns on and got the face paint. Oh, he was the worst one. He the worst thing we ever seen in this country. We're gonna give him 5 years. Come on, man. This stuff is criminal, man.